Okay, so today I'm tackling the fuel filters on the Fordson Major engine. There are two filters. There's one primary that's housed in there, and a secondary one housed just in there. Now I've already taken these off. They are full of diesel. Make sure you've got appropriate catch pans, drip trays, whatever you're using. Really good to replace these at the same time as the oil filters. Now I'm going to look at the primary filter first. So it sits in there. It's a bit of a tight fit. So there's 4 bolts you have to undo. That drops that out. There's a rubber O-ring, large rubber O-ring in here. Ideally replace it as well. Bit of gunk built up on here as well, so I'll give that a brush off and filter comes out. I found it easiest to remove this fuel pipe, just brings it straight out here. Now, surprisingly, that's the filter I found in it. That is a very, very old filter. It's definitely not a modern filter. It'd be more than, I'd hate to think how old it is. It's been pushed in there to make it fit. Not great. So I'm glad I'm changing these and I found that. So in the bin that goes. Now in this filter there's no spring, but however there is a little plate that sits in the bottom of it like that to raise the height of the filter up. Now there's also a little spigot that comes down about 1/2 inch from the top. Make sure your filter is sitting in that. Also when you take it off, make sure you're not forcing against it. Down and then out. Now the other thing with this filter is because it's a primary filter and it's going to get most of the large debris, there is a little drain tap on the bottom. So every now and then you can filter out all the gunk. That is a bit of a leak point. Years and years of vibrations. So if you've got a little drip, check there. Also handy, emptied out if you're working in dusty conditions or it's been sitting for a while, all that. So, new filter, much nicer than the one I just pulled out. That'll go in and will be rebolted on. Now there is a plug in the center here. It has got nothing to do with mounting the filter bowl, mainly just to help bleed the system when you want to put fuel back through everything. So no need to undo that until we're bleeding the system. Now with the second filter, it is a smaller filter and it is also spring loaded. There's a spring in there to push it up. An O-ring there, the O-ring for this came with it. Replace that out. Bolt on the bottom. Quite a long unwind to get that out. Filter, this one's been replaced recently. Still going to swap it out. Bit of gunk in there, it's done its job. So we've got the filter. So that's at the bottom, that sits above the spring to hold the filter in place. Let's see if I can get the spring out. There is your spring. Holder. All goes in. So when you're emptying this out, you've got to be really careful you're not going to lose all the bits. New filter. And this one takes a bit because it is spring loaded, but that's it. Again, once you've replaced and tightened everything up to bleed the system. Undo that until there's diesel coming out the top with no bubbles. Same for these two. Undo those two. Fill it up until there's no air bubbles in the diesel. And then this one right here to make sure you get all the air out of the system before it goes into your fuel injector. All right, I'm going to get busy putting everything together with new filters. Hopefully that helps someone.